What's up, everybody? It's your boy D, and I'm back with another video on the beat thing. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a loop. You know, I'm gonna take a loop and then I'm gonna make a beat out of it. All right, so let me show you the loop that I'm doing, that I'm using. You know, old school jump off. Try to zoom in on it for you. I'm using my pad right now to hook up to the beat thing. And all right, so this is called drums, bass, and hip hop beats. This is like, you know, just loops and things like that. All right, hold on. All right, now let me go to the beat thing, show you what I'm doing, because I'm gonna be doing a couple different things here. I'm gonna have to edit this video so you guys, because I know it's gonna reach the limit. All right, so check it out. So I got the beat thing, of course, hooked up to the Zoom, you know, through the cable, through the wire. If you watch the other videos, you know what I'm talking about. Hooked to the wire. And first thing I'm gonna do is go to sample, and then I'm gonna go to new sample. All right, so now we're back here. All right, so check out this. So now I already got my levels and everything right. So now I want to find that drum loop that I want to sample.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the 100 drum.
So
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the 100 drummers in the house tonight. And they just got back from Washington,
all right,
D.C.
so I want to take that right there. So what I'm gonna do is I hit record, then when I'm ready for it, I'm gonna hit play to record the sample. Sample should be coming up. Hit record, play.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the 100 drummers in the house tonight. And they just got...
All right, so hit stop. So I got that sample. I got that sample that I want, the loop that I want. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to click more. I'm gonna go to edit because I want to edit it, and I want to click more again. Then I want to hit normalize because I want it to be a little louder. So there you go. That's what I'm talking about. The volume is perfect. All right, so now I got it there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to trim because there's a little, when I press it, there's a little bit of space before it hits. So I'm gonna go to trim and I'm gonna go to start point. Go to my start point and I'm gonna just, all right, that's where I want it, right there, right where it hit okay. Now back here, I'm back at the screen. Now I'm gonna hit I'm gonna go to auto chop. I mean, I don't have to auto chop it, but I'm gonna auto chop it anyway. I can just put it on each pad, but I'm gonna auto chop it. So I hit auto chop. It's asking me to save it, delete it. I'm gonna just call it old, because you know the old school drums. So I'll call it old. I'm gonna save it to it's asking me where to save it. All right, so now here we go. All right, so we're done. We got our samples now. We're gonna do. I'm gonna go to kit because I turned those into a kit by when I hit auto chop, so they're a kit now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is find that first kit. The first kit was old, so load that up. Hit edit. So here goes. These are my chops. Those are my chops right there. All right, so now I'm gonna put it to where so I can get those drums. I want to add my start points and my end points on each of those drums for each of those pads. I like that snare right there. Cut off the other end. Like that. Let me find something else I can use. You know, I'm just building a kit right now for it. So I'm gonna save that kit right there. Now I'm gonna go to the Jay-Z one that I had. So that one. The Jay-Z one that I had, I wanna edit that one. So I'm gonna go to edit.
Step one in this step one in this process. Step one in this process. Step one in this process. Scramble up and you step one in this process. Scramble up and you project. Step one in this process. Scramble up and you project. Step one in this process. Scramble up and you project. Step one in this process. Scramble up and you project. Step one in this process. Scramble up and you project. Step one in this process, scramble up in your projects, then head to the heights with big coats process. Gotta convince them that you're not from the precinct, but please speak slow, cause he don't speak no English. If he take step one in this process, scramble up in your projects, then head to the heights with big coats process. Gotta convince them that you're not from the precinct, but please speak slow, cause he don't speak no English. Step one in this process, scramble up and step one in this process, scramble up in your projects, then head to the heights with big coats process. Gotta convince him that you're not from the precinct, but please speak slow, cause he don't speak no English. If he step one in this process, scramble up in your projects, then head to the heights with big coats process. Gotta convince him that you're not from the precinct, but please speak slow, cause he don't speak no English. If he step one in this process, scramble up in your projects, then head to the heights with big coats process. Gotta convince him that you're not from the precinct, but please speak slow, cause he don't speak no English. Step one in this process, scramble up in your projects, then head to the heights with big coats process. Gotta convince him that you're not from the precinct, but please speak slow, cause he don't speak no English.
Alright, so we're gonna use that right there.
Process, scramble up, process, step one in this process, scramble up in that project, head to the heights in this process, scramble up, step one in this process, scramble up, step one in this process, scramble up, step one in this process, 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 scramble up and you step one in this process. 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 Then head to the heights, jump and you scramble in this process, scramble up, this process, scramble up, scramble up, scramble up, scramble up, and you scramble up and scramble up, scramble up, scramble up, scramble up, and scramble up, scramble up, and you scramble up in your projects. Scramble up and you scramble up and scramble up and scramble up and scramble up, scramble up in your project, scramble up in your project, scramble up in your project, scramble up in your project. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Step one in this process, scramble up in your projects. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Step one in this process. Step one in this process. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Step one in this process, scramble up in your projects. Scramble up in your project, scramble up in your projects. Focus projects, then head to the heights with big, head to the heights with big coats. Head to the heights with big coats process. Head to the heights with big coats process. Head to the heights with big coats process. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Head to the heights with big coats process. Head to the heights with big coats process.
Alright, I'm gonna use that right there. We're gonna save that. All right, now I'm about to build. About to make that right now. About to make that beat. So we're gonna go to new pattern. I'm gonna go get those. Go get that the kit that I wanted. The old. Let's get the first one. All right, so we got that. Let's turn those up a little bit. I just want to turn that volume up a little bit.
Scramble up in your project, head to the heights with big coke process. Gotta convince them that you're not from the precinct. Please speak slow, casino speaking no English. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project, head to the heights with big coke process. Gotta convince them that you're not from the precinct. Please speak slow, casino speaking no English. With big coke process. Head to the heights with big coke process. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Head to the heights with big coke process. Gotta convince them that you're not from the precinct. Please speak slow, casino speaking no English. Step one in this process, scramble up in your project. Head to the heights with big